Let's go with Jorge, Wolfgang, and Louis Frank over on this side, please.
Jorge Mendaca, FoxSports.com. Danica, you've been tough on yourself in the past. Can you talk about how you feel you performed this year in the IndyCar side, and how do you feel your progression is coming in NASCAR? Do you feel you're going up that learning curve at the pace you want to be?
You asked about IndyCar? What about it? Well, the season's over, so it's I think that my road course racing is something that's gone up and down. I mean, a couple of years ago, I sat on the front row a couple of times for the race, and this last year it was not stunning, but it was at least just the same as my teammates. And this year it wasn't quite as good. But the oval racing, I think I've gotten a bit better at in the last year or two, and I think that showed with Texas and Homestead being definitely my strongest oval races of the year. Just the experience. So yeah, that's come along fine. And in stock cars, I think that there were, it might not seem so bad if I'd actually finished like Daytona and Vegas, because I think those would have been decent results. But it was a crash, so that's what happens in these cars. There's a lot of people out there, and when they're, when someone gets sideways and tire smoke starts flying, it's difficult to see through. So unfortunately, you get collected in accidents. But it's not been. I think that it's been a little challenging. Michigan could have been good, I think, but man, we went from being sort of top 15 the whole 2 days of practice to then you go out there in the race, and the thing is so loose. I think we would have qualified maybe somewhere 15th, 17th or so too, but I got really loose out of turn 4. I think that it's been overlooked. It's hard when you don't have the results to just say. But I think there has definitely been progression, and stuff that's not always obvious to the naked eye of fans looking. But yeah, I know we're all looking to get some better actual finishes. It's always nice,
Wolfgang Monser from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. 2 questions. Number 1, looking ahead into 2011, do you think it's maybe a little bit easier because everybody's in the new cars and new nationwide car? And number 2 question is going back to your watch design. You maybe have no interest to design more stuff, maybe fashion?
What is the second question? I couldn't understand that.
I said with the watch design, maybe you have no interest to design more stuff, for example, fashion?
Okay. So the first question was with the new car, and I do think it's going to help. I think that any time that you can level out the playing field in some way, it's a good thing for new drivers. I saw that even in my IndyCar career when I first started. The bodywork and the underwing of the car changed a lot from 04 to 05, and there was a definite difference for those who had been in the series the year before, trying to get what they had and get that feeling again. And I was just too inexperienced to know, so ignorance was bliss for me, and I just drove what I had, and I didn't know any difference. So I think that served me well my first year. So hopefully that will be good in these cars, and I can get used to what's going to be in the series for a long time, and then what the Cup cars are also like, to just get on with those kinds of cars. So I think it will help. As far as designing, I've always enjoyed drawing and designing and things like that. It's a really fun thing for me to do every year, to design my Tissot watch, my signature watch. So I think that, yeah, probably down the road at some point in time there'll be an opportunity maybe for me to design more things. But we'll just have to see where that goes. It's the kind of commitment it would take to design something more intensive, a whole line of something, would be a big time commitment. So I've got my hands full right now. So I enjoy just dabbling in little things here and there, and Tissot's great to let me do that and accommodate my every dreams. I wanted when I gave my final thoughts about the watch before it was finalized, I said that I wanted my ideal would to put a big huge diamond right at the 12 o'clock on the face of the watch. I know I always say that wrong. Is it face, dial? Dial. She always corrects me, and I'm like, dude, I'm just a consumer. I don't know. The dial of the watch. and so she did accommodate that, not with a 3-carat diamond, but with 5 little diamonds at the top. So we figured smart. It probably is going to be out of a lot of price ranges if it was too big of a diamond up there. So, but like I said, they accommodate my every dreams.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the 2 questions, have you made any goals for the rest of the year besides consistency in terms of a finish that you would consider it being a successful finish? And 2, could you talk a little bit about your relationship with Sharon as you become more of a NASCAR fan?
That's a good question for her. The results. I think that I think Dale Jr. and Tony Jr. at the beginning of the year probably nailed it. Top 15 has got to be the goal for this year, and I think that's what we should shoot for to finish the season off. And I think that's a realistic goal. And as far as Sharon, she's an incredibly hard worker. We did the launch in Hollywood of the watch the other night, and just how well she brings events together, and how how the business has grown so much in the last year or 2, and the success they've had. Anthony, also who's sitting next to her, is also responsible. They work their butts off, and I didn't swear. And it shows. They've had a business that's in an upward swing, and they should be very proud of themselves. And like I said, anytime my sponsors are winning, I'm winning. So it's a good relationship, and it's one that will continue. Then, so she's perhaps more of a NASCAR fan. What do you think? I don't know. Yeah, I'm still close to knowing nothing, so I think that we're good.
Got time
Keeps
for
it
one
exciting.
Hockey will
Bob
wrap it up.
Bacher, Racine Daily. I mean, do you feel any more comfortable here just because you've been here before and knowing what line you want? And also, I was just curious if you saw the South Park episode that spoofed y'all the other night.
I am more comfortable here. Even my spotter, TJ, said it was. I looked a lot more comfortable out there. So getting up to speed quickly, and so yeah, that does help. And the fact that the track sort of is about a half a mile to a mile longer for me out there means I'm feeling more calm in the car. So, and the South Park episode, I was trying like heck. I was at a photo shoot all day yesterday, and that's when all the news came in about being in the South Park episode, and so I was trying to watch it last night on the way to the track on my iPad, but it wasn't. It wasn't working out, so I still haven't seen the full version of it. I saw just a little clip, but I think something about being poor and stupid was the theme of the episode, and I think that anytime someone takes the time to, and I'm not speaking about me in general, I'm talking about obviously NASCAR, because it was about NASCAR, and it was running in cars, and I just was lucky enough to be in it. I think anytime somebody takes the time to make fun of you is a compliment. So I was talking about with Tony Jr. in the truck and some other guys, and everybody found it hilarious. So I don't think anybody takes offense to that, and I think that we all made history being in South Park. That's pretty cool. And then I'm going to be in The Simpsons later this year, so it's a pretty good year for me. I got referenced on Hannah Montana. It's a big year for me. What's it? I got killed, I was told. Yeah. Well, some days I feel like that might be the easy road.
All right, Danica, thanks a lot. We appreciate your time.
All right,
Good luck
thank
this
you.
weekend.